Alright, cool. You can.
I don't care. I want to take him to the cleaners, babe.
Yeah, but this is what I thought about. This is what I was funny. I thought about
him.
him.
Because I hate him because he's so much like me that it annoys me.
But Victoria, listen to me carefully, yeah? Your skill is that you can detect a victim you want and rape them. That's what you do. You enjoy doing it. A rape charge doesn't mean you've got a victim involved.
No, it doesn't.
It just means
I've just got one over. That's all.
Yeah, but it means you got desperate that you weren't able to hurt him. You pulled a fake rape. You know what I'm saying? So
that's still gonna hurt him. He hates that. And the thing is, he's gonna go out continuing to fuck up girls' lives. Yeah. With an assault charge and a rape charge, he'll think twice about what he does next time when he meets the next girl.
Yeah, fair enough. But it's a fake rape charge. So what do you want from that?
He lies for a living. Let him have a taste of his own medicine. That's all. Let him continue lying for a living. That's what he does. He spins stories and sells dreams for a living. End of. So when a story spun on him, let him swallow that pill.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to address false accusations, and by accusations, I mean of the grape kind, the worst kind, that have been one of those things that have really been held over men's heads for a very long time. Of course, we have so many of them. We've been able to witness so many of them online, on mainstream media, and everywhere. Today in particular, there's this video on Trend Central of this woman called Victoria Everest. I didn't know much about her. It came across my timeline through MTR's channel, Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews. But I wanted to listen in, and I want you guys to listen in, because she got some comeuppance. You know, she has probation for these false accusations she made. So let's listen in to what she has to say right after you subscribe to the channel, of course.
Today we are joined by somebody that has gone viral the last couple of days for something very controversial and very sensitive to a lot of people. She's here today to discuss her side of the story and hopefully clear some questions up. Please welcome to the show, Victoria Everest. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you for asking. I mean, this has been a very intense couple of days for you, I'm sure. How have you been feeling? How are you managing?
Actually, I've managed to stay quite grounded. I've got an excellent support network and community around me, which I'm just incredibly grateful for.
By the way, guys, what she's saying all this is after she falsely accused a man of doing bad things to her. So now she's talking about, like, do you understand the kind of psychosis that's involved here? Because I'm going to listen in. Hopefully this other woman, asks questions, real questions, and not trying to public relation herself out of this. I hope so.
I'm in the middle of a 21-day juice fast, which has really just allowed me to just not react to things that are being said online, but really just...
You listen to that. So the thing is that from what I found out, she had gone to Jamaica. There's this old man who does this holistic life, fitness, nutrition and whatnot. And she went and really just jumped on his back and he's not happy.
Respond with truth and clarity. So I'm super, super grateful for this opportunity to set the record straight.
Well, thank you for joining us to set the record straight. I'm looking forward to this conversation. So before we get started, tell us a bit about yourself. You've got an amazing platform in terms of wellness and fitness and caring for the body. So for those people that don't know you prior to this scandal, tell us a bit more about...
Why is it a scandal in inverted commas? She lied about her man abusing her. What is wrong with these people?
Out what you do and who you are.
So I run one of the fastest growing detox and wellness academies in the world. And we teach people essentially how they can reclaim their health, giving them tools and techniques, predominantly based around fasting, but also other other health healing modalities.
She took that old man's mantra, what he was doing, and she's now trying to own it. I think she's got about 700 plus thousands followers on Instagram. So she used this old man, what he's been doing. The old man has about 1 million subscribers. I think I will put basically a picture of both of their accounts there. So she's been doing the exact same. She rebranded herself for her channel to look exactly like that old man's channel. So basically a scammer from the start, through and through.
So movement's a really big part of that. I also support, I guess through my time of growing my community, I support a huge community of people online. With just
I'm going to skip through this bullshit. I really need to get to the meat of it. So just give me a second.
Let's kind of start by, I think what we need to kind of clarify is your relationship with men, first and foremost, because certain things that you were saying in the video kind of showed that you don't like men. So kind of talk me through that. Like, what's your relationship or your view towards men holistically?
She'll say that, but she goes to Jamaica and jumps on this old man and takes over his brand, basically. These are scumbags, con artists.
So just to give you a bit of context, my mum's Turkish, my father's Nigerian. I was born and raised in London. Both my parents came to the UK as immigrants back in the 80s. My mum actually couldn't speak any English. Turkish was our main spoken language at home, and I actually ended up learning English at school. My relationship with my father was a very interesting one. He was a well-renowned journalist.
She's about to trash him. I'm about to wager something important. Let's listen in.
Had a publication called Business in Africa magazine, and I was his princess. I had a very, very close relationship with him growing up until the age of 12, when he then moved to South Africa to pursue his business and his career. And at that point, things really changed for me, going into my teenage years, not having my father present. I would see him once or twice a year, but he didn't play an active role in my life at all, kind of going into early teenagehood, adolescence, and at the age of 19, at 47 years young, his life was tragically taken. He was assassinated by a family member. And that was, for me, probably one of the most traumatic experiences I had to go through, as a young adult, in my early teens, losing I would say losing my best friend. I looked up to my dad so much. We spent so much time together, even though he wasn't there physically, played a burden on me for sure.
Well, I'm sorry for your loss. I'm really sorry to hear that. Do you think that your father being absent in your life contributed to how you view men?
Not having my dad around growing up.
She adored her father but hates men. This is a silly line of questioning.
It didn't influence my view on men. I think what it did do is it created a space for where I didn't have the right guidance, nurturing, or support structure as a young person. It created the space for...
What is happening now that she's layering the excuses for her horrible behaviors now? In case you didn't realize, I know some of you did, but this is the excuse after excuse before now. I hope she questions about it. There is going to be a little video I'm going to play a bit later to just show you what she was saying. She was recorded in secret. That's how she was found that she was lying about her assault. So she was recorded in secret, and that came out by a different artist was trying to help her. So she is basically a cannibal. She's a parasite who goes, uses people, moves on to the next. So I'll need you to be cognizant of that. These are excuses that you hear now.
Or for me to just essentially encounter challenges, going through, my teenage life from the age of...
But also, that this is the program, maybe they're just trying to get her their money's worth. Probably they paid her to come or covered some of her expenses. So maybe they're just trying to find out more than just the scandal.
Ages of 12 to 16. So from year 7, to year 11, I went to 6 different secondary schools. I was expelled 3 times. I'd got myself involved with, a gang of criminals, to say it quite frankly. And I almost got myself murdered at the age of 15. I was on the front page of Hackney Gazette because I had been kidnapped, taken, by the kidnappers to a river, had all of my hair cut off. I had a bag put over my head and thrown into the river. I was in a hospital for 2 weeks in concussion. And as a result of that, there was multiple attacks at that time. But as a result of that first attack, I was put into witness protection, which I later came out of because I decided not to pursue the charges. But at that point, I also was in social services by the age of 15.
Think about that. All that happened. And she decided she almost died, but decided not to pursue any charge. She just ran over that. Why? There is a lot of missing information. That's how you know a liar. They brush over something that should be so serious. They just ran over it. I decided not to pursue it. Yeah, something is missing.
I was in a foster home. My dad wasn't around, like I said, and both my parents.
Where is the mother?
Really tried their best with me. I am an only child, and I think by the point where they realized that my life was in serious danger growing up, at the time I was in Hackney, so when they realized that my life was in serious danger, my dad decided to step in and remove me from the UK, and I ended up finishing my studies in Germany. I went to the Berlin British School, and I ended up finishing year 11.
Okay, wow, that's a lot to take in. There's so much to unpack in what you've just said. But what I
Please don't unpack. Let's go to the meat of it.
want to touch on is you mentioned you talk about your dad, but where was your mum when all of this was happening?
I also lost my mum in 2021 to COVID. She was 56 years young, so that's talking about my mum always get a little bit emotional, but.
Yeah, but the father who she adored and is the best friend, can't get emotional. Who was actually murdered? Jesus.
Up until the age of 12, my mum played a really active role in my life. She was the mum that would take me to every single...
So, this is going to be a thing with this. I just really want to get to the meat of it, so I'm going to skip through all this family stuff. So that was kind of a preamble to know who she is, kind of, and but let me skip forward. We'll be right back. In the meantime, you're going to watch this video that she she was recorded. So when we come back, we'll be talking about the rest of it.
Their realizations.
I think you shouldn't go past 31 doing the toxic stuff. Yeah, because it's too much energy you're investing out. That's what
the therapist was saying yesterday. It was like, is it not exhausting?
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's not though.
So you're gonna live. You've done for 5 years, hurting men. You enjoy it, and you're gonna keep going. But the energy that you're putting into that, you could triple your income. You could be doing other things. You know what I mean? So that's one thing. 2, in all reality, you're killing yourself with a fake rape charge. Can I tell you where? You're gonna have to put in energy to get a fake rape charge across. But if it doesn't go according to plan, it will bounce back on you, and it'll be obviously they will have medical.
I've done all this. There's evidence. I've given him a clothes. He banged me, babe. Like we had sex, yeah. And he's denying that he was even there.
How can you do that if you got arrested in your house?
No. So one was for an occasion where he left.
Yeah.
The other time he was there, but he claimed that we didn't have sex, but there was evidence to say that we have.
Alright, cool. You can.
I don't care. I want to take him to the cleaners, babe.
Yeah, but this is what I thought about. This is what I was thinking. I thought about him.
Because I hate him because he's so much like me, and it annoys me.
But Victoria, listen to me carefully, yeah? Your skill is that you can detect a victim you want and rape them. That's what you do. You enjoy doing it. Rape charge doesn't mean you've got a victim broke.
No, it doesn't.
It just means
I've just got one over. That's all.
Yeah, but it
That's
means you
enough
got
for
desperate
me.
that you weren't able to hurt him. You pulled a fake rape. You know what I'm saying? So
That's still gonna hurt him. He hates that. And the thing is, he's gonna go out continuing to fuck up girls' lives,
Yeah.
with an assault charge and a rape charge. He'll think
Assault
twice
charge.
He'll think twice about what he does next time when he meets the next girl.
yeah, fair
He'll
enough.
think
But
twice
it's a
about it.
fake rape charge. So what do you want from that?
He lies for a living. Let him have a taste of his own medicine. That's all. Let him continue lying for a living. That's what he does. He spins stories and sells dreams for a living. End of. So when a story spun on him, let him swallow that pill.
Met somebody, and the person that she had met was living in Tottenham at the time. My mum had decided to start a new family. Struggles with men really began. And throughout those years, my stepdad kicked her in the stomach, and I had no way of protecting my mum. And I thought, by 14, 15, and my dad wasn't around. So the beginning, I guess the beginning of it all was witnessing domestic violence. And Arabic, any kind of ethnic culture, to be beaten by your husband is normalized. It's and that coincidence when I hit 26, 27 that I found I kept finding myself in relationships with abusive men. You know, that played a really big part in terms of my psychology and, you know, not realizing, I think it was more of a subconscious decision that, you know, I was making, that I would end up in a relationship with men who at some point would end up abusing me. If it wasn't physically, it was emotionally or mentally. And it was a pattern that was continuing throughout, you know, kind of my adult life.
And this is the thing. What I skipped through there was her talking about her mother and how her mother started a new family, and then there was abuse and all that. So that's what she was trying. So basically, she's garnering a lot. So she was saying she saw domestic violence and whatnot, and all these things. And so that's basically what she's talked about for the last few minutes. So that's why she's saying now she ended up with the wrong man all the time. Well, that's not strange for women who don't grow up with their fathers, but the thing is, it's an excuse. It's not a legitimate excuse in my view, because of the kind of actions that she's done since. You know, once you become an adult, you have to stop blaming your parents, because you're an adult now. You take responsibility for your actions. There is no buts in my parents. No, it's just you and you.
So let's talk about the video, the recent viral video. So when the video first dropped, you mentioned that it was fake and it was AI. Can we talk a bit about that? Like, what did you mean?
Yeah, she was trying to deflect.
So given the size and scale of my account, I'm not the person that always is behind running my account. So the video was sent to me, and my first response to the video was that this has been edited, this is fake. And that's what I said to
No, you heard yourself, you know, you said those words, so you are lying, basically.
my team. So they then took that and said it was AI. When I realized that they'd put out it was AI, I deleted the story immediately.
By the way, she keeps talking about my team. She doesn't have a team. Basically, the old man I was telling you about, the one I was showing you earlier, she was going to work as his social media to help him with social media promotion. This is him talking about it.
What has happened with Instagram as of April
Okay.
of last year, 2024.
Okay.
Victoria took over the management of it as of the
Okay.
12th of April.
Okay.
You know, she had studied with me in October when you were there of 2023.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know what happened, you know, with her and her personal relationship then.
Mm-hmm.
So she came back, April 2024 to assist me with marketing,
Correct.
to show me what she could do. And that relationship went on till February of this year.
Okay.
Latter part of February. So a solid 10 months or so.
Okay.
She was in total control of my Instagram, my computer, my cell phones, all of these things were in her hands.
Okay.
Everything.
So she was doing all of the communication on Instagram, not me.
And then went forward with saying it's a very, very real video. It's just been, it's a 7-minute video that has been edited specifically to show me in a particular light. So I think there was a misunderstanding there for sure.
Obviously, there's a lot of things that we need to unpack about that video, but you mentioned that, like you hate men in that video. And obviously you
So when you say you hate men, what other context do we need?
describing everything that you've gone through psychologically. One could argue that, it's understandable why you would kind of have that viewpoint.
It's not understandable. It's not understandable because she's using it as an excuse. It's not really the reason she did what she did, because she's a selfish person. She's a criminal. She's a liar. That's why she did those things.
But you've mentioned that your dad didn't contribute to it. It was your stepdad. And then you also entered into abusive relationships. What did those abusive relationships look like? What did you experience?
In relation
This
to
is not
the video,
important.
the person that I was in a relationship with, it was over a period of 18 months. When I first entered a relationship with this guy, generally I would, be naive enough, because I'm someone who wears their heart on their sleeve naturally in every
Yeah. We know you're the best person in the world. You're the most honest. You're there's the Mother Teresa, Jesus, angels have nothing on you. Yeah.
every scenario, every situation. And, one of the things that led me to even entering this relationship was just being vulnerable enough to take people for face value. The manipulation that went into pursuing the relationship from him,
This is what she's been doing. You see, she's now projecting what she's been doing. What she did to the old man in Jamaica, what she did to these other creators. That's what she's did. So what you're hearing now
early
is
on in
who
the
she is.
relationship really was, when I look back and reflect, I think, okay, I definitely was in a really broken state. When I look back at that video, because, I've watched it a couple times, and just to set the record straight, that video was filmed almost 10 years ago. The person who I was speaking about in that video wasn't arrested and wasn't prosecuted.
So you lied about that person, and it's only because you couldn't prove it, and probably there was evidence why that nothing happened to him. So just because he was able to defend himself, you're saying that's all right or something? What is wrong with this person?
Whilst I said some extremely,
By the way, the video is not 10 years ago. It's more like 6 or 5. Yeah.
vile things in that video, a lot of people have really focused on the hate and the anger. And
Yeah, I wonder why we would concentrate on your main emotions.
I'm so sorry. I'm just going to cut you because you said the person in the video that you were referring to was not prosecuted, was not arrested, was not charged.
Absolutely not. He wasn't, he wasn't charged. He didn't go to jail. And actually the video was provided to the police. And because the video was provided to the police, he managed to get away with those charges. And as a result of that video being provided to the police, I was charged, caution, and I had to go on probation. So I have.
Yeah, she got a slap on the wrist. That's what happened. You see, she's been saying all this time. You've listened to her talk. She's been lying non-stop. But now, since thankfully this host has held her accountable, I told her, oh, you said that you wasn't. So you made a false claim. A video was supplied. You were found to be lying. So that is what happened. And you got a slap on the wrist because you're a woman. Yes, that is the actual accurate description of this situation.
A criminal record, and that was a decision made by the police at the time. So I really had to pay the price.
Okay, so we're moving along a bit quickly here. So the the video the man that released the video, Gucci Walker, I believe, right? Am I correct?
Correct.
Yeah. He released a statement saying that his friend, the reason why he made the video was because his friend was charged with a false rape case.
Yes.
Yeah. And at the hands of you, you planned it. You had the man in your house where you both had intercourse, and then the police caught him there. So he was going to jail. He couldn't bust case on this particular matter because he was found in your house. But you're saying that that didn't happen.
No, so he did get arrested, and because the video, was provided to the police as evidence, he was released. He never got charged, and he
So you lied. What is this game we are playing here? Oh my goodness.
I never saw Denzel again. That was, over 8 years ago. We've never spoken. We've never seen. He went on with his life. I went.
Yeah, they would want to have a woman who can falsely accuse them of such heinous things around. Yes, they kicked you off.
We made a lot of mistakes during that relationship. That was probably one of the most traumatic. I've been through 2 very, very traumatic relationships in my.
Yeah. Nobody cares. Anyway, you've heard it, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the problem we have these days with false accusations, like the law does not evenly apply it in itself to men and women. So as it is, gentlemen, until that changes, you guys have to be extra careful about the people that you hang out with, the people you choose to date or have even any types of relations with, because people have become extremely corrupt in the mind. This is an extremely corrupt person who is lying through her teeth. She feels it's okay that she would have destroyed this guy's life. That because he got off, because there was evidence and the video, then everything is fine. This is what you must know. It is unfortunate that we are treated this way when such people are found. But what do? You have to be extra careful. Do not give anything away to these people. Do not put yourself in a position where you can destroy your life over such people. Because she got nice titties and a nice face. Record everything. That is all, ladies and gentlemen. I do hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you think about this video and other videos, of course. And of course, leave a like on this particular video. I will leave the link to this video so that you can watch the rest of it if you are interested. And then, of course, I also leave the MTR video, the clips that I've used, for you to go watch the rest of those videos. And subscribe to the channel. And until next time, peace.